If there is no electrical activity in the conduction system of the heart, that is, if you don't see PQRST waves in the ECG, it means that those conduction system are not working, so that is called asystole. But when there is normal electrical activity like PQRST, it means that impulse is generating from SA node, spreading to the atria, going to AV node, and going via bundle branches Purkinje to ventricles. So there is normal electrical activity. But despite there may be no pulse, if you feel the carotid, there may be absent pulse. So that is called pulseless electrical activity. You see the electrical activity, but it is not able to generate enough ventricular contractility so that we can feel pulse. So you might think that, oh, if electrical activity is there, then why it is not able to generate myocardial contractility? I know that if there are disturbance in electrical activity, like if there is VF, ventricular fibrillation, or supraventricular tachycardia, paroxysmal supraventricular tachycardia, in these conditions what happens that there is disturbed electrical activity, and that leads to disturbed contractility. But if there is normal electrical activity, PQRST, then why it is not able to generate good myocardial contractility? So causes can be like hypoxia, if severe hypoxia is there, or metabolic acidosis, or hypoglycemia, hypothermia, or potassium disturbance like hypokalemia, hyperkalemia, hypocalcemia. And another cause is hypovolemia, if there is severe hypovolemia. So we remember it like 4H and 4T, like hypovolemia, hypoxia, H plus, hypothermia, right? But there are other H's, like I told you, like hypocalcemia, hypokalemia, hypoglycemia. These are other H's. So it is not only 4H. So these can cause decoupling of electrical activity and mechanical contractility. When electrical impulse spread to ventricular myocardium, then there should be myocardial contraction. But due to these factors, there can be not enough myocardial contractility. And what are 4T? So one is tension pneumothorax, another is tamponade, cardiac tamponade, another is toxins, and fourth is thrombosis, like pulmonary embolism, thrombus in pulmonary artery. So we have to look for reversible cause that we can promptly address, so that patient can gain good myocardial contractility. So what are the reversible causes? Hypoxia, hypocalcemia. We can correct potassium disturbance, calcium disturbance. We can correct metabolic acidosis with sodium bicarbonate. We can correct hypovolemia with enough fluid. And for cardiac tamponade, we can do pericardiocentesis. Similarly, if there is pulmonary thromboembolism, we can do thrombolysis, right? For tension pneumothorax, we can do needle decompression. So while we are giving CPR, we also need to address the underlying cause. We need to think what may be the causes. Though it may be difficult while you are giving CPR, but we have to think of those possibilities, because if you reverse the underlying cause, then patient can gain back that normal myocardial contractility.